Okay, so we are working on the create part. So we have seen how to manipulate the text box where we create the state of each key value pair, and then we assign the value to this state value, the state.title or state.description, and we say on change. On change, we create a curly bracket, and inside curly bracket we start the arrow function, and in the arrow function we say this dot set state, and we update the key value pair which we want to update. So this is how we update the value of the state. Now when user click the submit button, this is the submit button. The submit button is on submit. We call on submit, and we call the one function. So before I go further, have you inserted this on submit in your code, or I should give this part? Tony, have you put this one?
Yes.
Okay, on submit you have put it, right? Okay. So now when user click this on submit, we call this function. Now to call this function, we use this dot function name, whatever the name we have. We have to always attach dot bind and in the bracket this. Hello. Okay. So remember always, whenever you call the function inside this render statement, you need to call the bind dot bind this. Kate, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your voice is low, very low, but it's clear. Previously, it was
Okay,
not clear.
maybe increase my voice. Is it better now?
Yeah, a
Hello?
little bit better. Yeah, a little bit
Okay,
better.
I can hear you.
Okay. So yesterday we put on submit, we call the function. This is the function which we created. That means when user will submit the form, we will call this function. And let's see here. Here I will put some console.log. Form is submitted to see what is the whether I'm reaching here or not. So let's try that one. Okay, so I will put the title. I'll put the location. Then I will put description, some description. Then I put some tag, and I'll put some image URL, and I'll say create new post. Once I say create new post, I'm getting form is submitted. That means I'm clicking here successfully. Now here what I have to do, we have to create one object. That object I will submit it to the Firebase. So let's create an object. Obj is equal to some empty object, and here since since I need to put the values which I want, I will be creating that values which I want to really post it. So let's try to build that values. Okay. So maybe I'll say first one, obj dot title is equal to this dot state dot title. Everything is saved in the state, so we just need to assign it. Obj dot, or I can directly say, okay, let's build it customly. That will be much better because we don't know what is exactly there. So I will say obj dot description is equal to this dot state dot description. I will say obj dot tags is equal to this dot state dot tags. I will say obj dot image URL is equal to this dot state dot image URL. Then I'll say obj dot location is equal to this dot state dot location. So this is the first set of data which I created here. So this is the data which I will be trying to submit it on the Firebase. and that's the reason I created this kind of data structure. I will also I will also add some more parameters like obj.userid. So who is actually trying to put this data? So I need that user ID also. Now from how will I get the user ID? Can you tell me? Just tell me the idea from where I will get. I want to get the person's user ID who is logged in. So from where I will get this user ID? Where is the user ID saved? Where is the user ID who is logged in? If I go to index.js, I am storing in the main store, and this is the user ID obj.uid, which I am storing in the store. And if I go to the reducer, we are storing in the store with the name of uid. So to get it, we need to call the myReducer. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, how to call the myReducer? We need to use the Redux to get the user ID. So let's try to integrate the Redux. So before I integrate the Redux, just try to add this part in your code. I will give in the chat, and then we will try to use the Redux to get the user ID, because user ID is saved in the state and that state is in the store. So to get the user ID, I need to call that store to get the user ID. Just put this and then we'll move further.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm done.
You're done. Okay. Okay. So now I will call the Redux part. Let's call the Redux part. To call the Redux part, we'll say import connect from React Redux, and then I need to create some functions here. So for example, first function will be constant map state to props is equal to, and here I will create arrow function, and inside the arrow function we take the one parameter called as state, and then inside this arrow function I will return an object, and here I will say my reducer is equal to state dot my reducer. Okay, and I don't need any other thing. I don't need another function. This function is only sufficient because there is another function also. That function is map dispatch to props. This is only when we want to send the action. If we don't want to send any action, we don't need it. We need only this one to get the details of the variable which are there in the store. And here I will say connect, and here I will say map state to props, and I will create another round bracket, I'll create in another round bracket, and to see if I'm getting the state, this reducer, let's put some console.log here, and all this value which we have, it will come in the form of props. I'll say props, this dot props, and let's see now. Okay, we get error. Let's refresh it again. Okay, So if I see the props, I will be able to see the my reducer. In the my reducer, I have display name all null at this point, and then again when it gets name, I'll again see. So we are getting display name, email, photo URL, profile UID, provider UID, and UID. So this UID I am concerned of. I want this UID. This is the user ID which I want to save it. So I will say it's inside the my reducer. So if I want to use obj dot user underscore ID, I can say this dot props dot my reducer dot UID. And I want to see what is exactly object consists of. Submitted object is obj. So I don't need this part. This is only for debugging purpose. Now after I click submit, I will see what exactly I am trying to submit to the Firebase. So let's clear it and I will put some title. I'll click submit. Okay, so there is error when I click submit. Console.log should be there. It's only console. Let's refresh it now. Okay, let's fill again. Now if I click submit, I'm able to get the submit object. I get description, image, location, tags, user ID, and title. So I'm getting all the details. I will try to add some more things here. So for example, I also want to submit the timestamp when the user is trying to submit it. So let's try to put the timestamp. I will say obj dot created date is equal to. Now you remember we were doing the Firebase. To use the Firebase created date, I will say Firebase dot database dot server value dot timestamp. This is the thing which we use for the timestamp. Since I'm using Firebase, I need to import it here in the top. So I will say import star as Firebase from Firebase. So this is the statement I put, and then I will use this statement to call this one. Let's check it and then you do it. So let's try to put it again now. Title. When I click submit, I can see created date. This is the format you won't be able to see correctly, but this is the format which they have. The Firebase have description, image URL, location, text, title, and user ID. When we get the result back, you will exactly see exactly what is the timestamp is having. Right now, let it be like this. So now you will add this Firebase part and connect part in the top, and you will put the user ID in the submit to Firebase function, and in the bottom you will add this part to get the reducer. Just add this three part and then we'll move further.
I'm done, Manny, but I'm not getting any errors, but I'm not seeing what you are seeing there.
Okay, let me see. Go down. Go to create page. Go to
Go to
create
what?
page. Create page. Create page. Yeah, then now fill everything and let's see. Yeah, right now it's empty because you didn't fill anything. You have to fill everything in the form.
Oh, yeah, stupid me. I didn't. Oh, I changed pages, so it
Okay.
wasn't. Okay, cool.
Okay. क्या हुआ? 1 second. Okay. So I'm able to see the details which I want to submit to the Firebase. Now let's submit it to the Firebase. Okay. Now to submit it to the Firebase, so look here how to submit it in the Firebase. So first we need to, like we did here, import. So we need to import this part, and I will import this part here in the create one. I import it here, all the details. Now I will submit it in the Firebase. So I will say, first I will create one URL. So I will say var URL equal to, we need to get the base path. If I open the myfirebase.js, this is the base path. So to get this base path, I'll say Firebase constant dot base path. After base path, where I want to save it. So we need to decide where I want to save it. So if I open my README file, so in the base path, I need to put it in the data folder. So I will say plus data. Inside data folder, I need to save it in the posts folder. So I will say /posts. So this is my URL where I want to save the details. Now next line what I will say Firebase database, that is this part, Firebase database dot reference. Reference will be the URL, which URL where I want to save this is the reference. After this reference, I will say there are different ways to save it. Now we are seeing some new way to save it, and that new way is called push. I will use push command, and in the push, what I want to save. So I want to save this object. So I will say object. And once it gets pushed to the Firebase, I want to get the unique ID. So I will get unique ID from the Firebase server. I want that unique ID, which I will save in the variable called a unique ID. So to get unique ID, I will say dot key. If I say dot key, I will get the unique ID, which I will save here. If I don't say dot key, the unique ID will be generated, but you won't be able to see it. You won't be able to see it here. It will be there. When you push it till this part, it will go to the Firebase server, but it will not return you the key. If I want the key, I will say just dot key, and I will save it in the unique ID. So I will know which unique ID is there. So here I will also say console.log unique ID is, to see what is the unique ID, I will say unique ID is unique ID. So when we save this part to the Firebase, I will get one unique ID, which I will display it here. Let's check this one. I'll refresh the page. Okay, so now I'll say first, maybe I can say my first food donation location is Dublin, description is blah blah blah, text is blah blah blah, image URL is blah blah blah, and then I'll say submit it. Once I submit it, you will see this is the thing I submitted. I get a unique key from the Firebase, and this is the unique key which I get it. I will show you now how the Firebase looks. Let's go to the Firebase. Okay, let's see the Firebase path, main path. It's food donation, and it is okay. It is different project, my React one. So let's open this project. Okay, let me change this project details to some different thing, because this is something I'm not using in now. Let me copy it from here. This is project 100. Yeah, let's take this one. And I will put this one here. Okay, let's do it again, because I don't want to save it there. Okay, let's try again. Now I'll submit it. So I'm submitting it. I get the key, and if I go to Firebase, in the food donation, I get the data folder created. Inside data folder, I get post folder created. Inside post folder, I get the key. This is the key which you see here, F0F and F0F. and you will see all the data which I created date, description, major URL, location. This is the location, tags are there, title is there, and user ID is there. So we get pretty much everything in the Firebase. I want to add some more things here. I will do it in some time. So before I move it, I will put it something. You just try to add this part. So first you need to import it. I will give this import statement. And then you need to add these 4 lines. Once it's done. Okay. So now the challenge is still not completed. We have a lot to do here. This is only simple thing which we put it in the database or in the Firebase. Now I have this key here, but this key sometimes is needed inside here also in some cases. So what I will do once the key is generated, that is when this key is generated, I will create another key value pair here, and I will save this key here in this one, because sometimes I only get the data, I don't see the key when I take the data because of some manipulation which I do on our website. So this key is lost. So once this key is lost, I don't have any way to get this key. So I will save this key inside this data also. So what I will do now, so since I want to save this key inside this part, I will say, here I will write down like this. I will say Firebase database dot reference. The reference is the URL, that is this URL. And if I want to go inside this URL, so this is up till the post. If I want to go inside this part, I can say here dot child, and inside child I want to put this key, and this key is nothing but this unique ID. So I will say dot child unique ID, and inside that I want to create, inside this unique key I want to create one key value pair. So I will again say dot child. What key I want to put? Let's say I want to put the key with the name of ID. So this is the ID I want to put here as a key value pair. So here till URL, I am here till post. Then I'm saying dot child and I'm putting unique ID. That means dot child, that is this part. Then I'm saying dot child, that after this I will say ID. ID will be something key value pair inside this. And I want to put the value. So to put the value, I can say set. And set will be the unique ID. So what I'm doing, I'm first going to the URL. URL is this, till this part, data post. Then I'm saying dot child unique ID. That means I'm going one level down to this one. Then I'm saying dot child. That means I'm going one level down to this one. That means here I'm putting ID. And ID has a value of unique ID. That means a new key value pair will be created. the key will be the ID and the value will be nothing but this key. Let's test out one case and then you do. I will say DDD. And once I click submit, now you will see that another row is created and here we have ID and ID is same as what we have this one. These two are same. Why I need this ID? I need this ID because sometimes I loop through the records and I don't get access to this part. I get only access to internal part. That's the reason I need to save this ID here also. Now you put it after unique ID statement, you put this line of the code. And delete these two lines of the code. We don't need it. Delete this line of the code also. Tony, is it done? Okay. So now if I see here, I am getting the data with this post record, one record, two record, am getting this one. Like this, I will get 100 records, 1000 records, I will get many records are there will come here. Let's say if this records grow too many, we can write a script to delete some of the old records which are not needed. But right now let it grow to n number of the records. So this part is done pretty much. I am able to add the record in the data here and I can retrieve it to show it to other user. So I can show this description and add to other user. But now we need to modify it to little more complex structure. So let's try to think what we want to do it. So now I will say we have data. inside data we have post. One is a post. Now I have to search, and now if I want to search on the Santa Clara in the city, I want all the details. So in Firebase, I cannot really go inside the post and do the search part. Okay, this search part I cannot do inside the post like MySQL. In the MySQL, we can put everything in the post and we can do based on the query, we can get whatever we want. But here, if I want that give everything of Dublin, I won't get it. Well, there is nothing like query in the Firebase. If it is query, it will be simpler. So in addition to the post, I need to save the data in the different format. So how to do that formatting? And it's very important. Just look into here. So let's say if I create one folder called as county. Let's say I'm trying to save the data for the county, and that county I will put it in the county folder. So in the county folder, first I will go to the country level. So let's say I create one level of country of US. After US, I will go inside the US. I want to go to county of California, state of California. Let's say I go to state of California, then I will go to the county, and county is, for example, Alameda County. So I will go another folder inside Alameda County, and inside Alameda County, I will save this record, whatever the, let's say this is the ID 1 with some data I'm getting, and there will be another record with 2 with some data. So inside the Alameda County, I will put this 1 number record here also. So let's say tomorrow user search is, we are searching again. And I will say, for example, Santa Clara. As indicated. Not working. What happened? I removed the console.log. So sorry, I'm able to, but I'm able to get it here. So many records are there. So I goes on clicking, but it was adding it. So in the Santa Clara County, if I want to get this record, it will go in our structure like this. The USCA will be there, but there will be another folder called as Santa Clara County. And inside the Santa Clara County, let's say I'm putting another data. Let's say third number data is for the Santa Clara County. So I will put it here, third number and data. Like this, if I have 10 county, it will go 10 times like this county. And for that county, whatever records are there, I will copy it here. Now the problem is this is the whole data. This is also whole data. We cannot copy whole data here. We can say only that, for example, 1 equal to true. That means for ID 1, I will pass true value, flag is true. For 3 number ID, I will also say true. I will not put all data here again because data is already here. So the main data will be stored in the post table, but all the places where I will be referencing it, it will only have the ID which is matching with this ID. And I will say true, or I will put the timestamp, current timestamp. For example, I can say 27th October or 26th October 2017. Maybe I can put timestamp so that I can see when I put the data, or I can put true or false, whatever way you like, you can do it. Time has additional advantage, which I will tell you later on. This is the time, exactly time when it was edited. Let me add one more record. Let's delete all the, okay, let it be. So I will add one more record, for example. Here I will say, I will choose San Francisco, for example. And then I will add it. So once I will add for the San Francisco, let's see which one is San Francisco. Yeah, this one is San Francisco. You will see the county is San Francisco. So I want this data to be saved inside the San Francisco County. And for example, 4 number, and I will put some date for it. And here I will say 4 data. This way, when user comes to my website and he is searching the data only for Alameda County, then I will show only the record 1. That means I will go to this path and I will show 1 record to him. If user is searching Santa Clara County, any city in the Santa Clara County, I will go inside this path and I will show only record number 3. If user is searching only San Francisco, I will go this path and I will show San Francisco County to him. Let's take one more example. Let's say user is searching city-wise. So I will say city, and then I'm saying US, and then I'm saying CA, and inside CA I will say county, for example, Alameda County. Inside Alameda County, I will create another tree that will be, let's say, Dublin. And inside Dublin, I will save this 1 number with the date on it. So what I did, here I am searching based on the county. Here I am searching based on the city. Since I am searching based on the city, I go 1 level more deep. I create the city and I put the number there. So what will be the user look, how user will be looking at it? User will get one form where they have to choose whether they want to search based on the county, or they want to search based on the city, or they want to search based on the state, or they want to search based on the country. Let's say tomorrow you want to see all people who are in the country, then you will go with this path, country path. And if you want to see all the people in the particular state, you will go with this path. And if they are searching by the county, then you will go this path, county, USCA, Alameda County. If they want to go to city-wise, you will go like this. City is the main folder, USCA, Alameda County, and then city will come. And inside city, you will put only 1. You will not put whole data. Whole data will be placed only at 1 place. At all other places, we have only the ID with the reference of the date, so that we can arrange sorted based on the date. And that's the reason I'm putting date here. Now I will ask you the question. Let's say I am saving one data, 5 number data, which is in the Pleasanton. Pleasanton is Alameda County. And there will be some data. Now you put this 5 number inside this county also, and you have to put inside the city also. So first I will start with the Kate. So you have to put this 5 number inside the county part first. How will you put it? So I will, since it's a Pleasanton is inside the Alameda County, so you will go inside the county, then you will go to US, then you will go to California, and then you will go to county. And inside county, you will add 1 more. I am just telling it again, then I will ask again. So here I will say 5th number, and I will put some date. Okay, Kate, again you replied. Let's say if I create 1 6th record, and here it's a San Jose. Data is in San Jose. So what you will do? How will you add it in the county?
Under Santa Clara, after 3, they add a
Right. Right. You will add 6th number data and you will put the date here. So now when user is searching for the Santa Clara County, he will get both the records, because these 2 records are only in the Santa Clara. These 2 are not in the Santa Clara. This is not in the Santa Clara. So if user is searching Santa Clara, you will show only this records. Okay. One more now. You want to arrange this 5 and 6 in the city level.
in the city level. So
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you one, then you tell me second one. City level will be city, then it will be US, California, Alameda County. Alameda County will not be there because we are putting, let's say, number 6. 6 in the Santa Clara County. So let's add it here, Santa Clara County. And inside Santa Clara County, I have the San Jose. So that means I need to create one city, San Jose, inside the Santa Clara County. And inside San Jose, I will put this data. Now you tell me about the 5th number data.
So we should under Alameda County, we should create a Pleasanton.
Yes, so we have to create one city, Pleasanton, and then you have to
put a 5 and the
5
number.
and the date. Date or true or false. Date will help us more when we want to sort kind of thing. So this will be the structure for the city. Now, what is your Tony? I will add one more data. So for example, I will put it in the Modesto. And if we go here, it's created in the Stanislaus County. And its city is Modesto and USCA. So first tell me how you will put it in the county.
You need to create a new county called Stanislaus.
Yes, let's copy the spelling. Yeah, so we have to create a new county. Correct, you're correct, absolutely. And then let's say 7 number.
Number 7.
Modesto. Data is there. So here you will put 7.
7 and the date.
Right. And same thing if you want to create here in the city level.
You need to create a Stanislaus County.
Right.
And then a city under that of Modesto.
Modesto, and then you have to create 7 number and the date. So if user is searching for Stanislaus County, you will show this one. If user is searching for city-wise Modesto, you will show this one. So now this is the 2 data I showed you. Now I will show you 2 more data. Let's say user is searching for the country or state. It's a state. And I will create one folder US, and then I will create another folder called SCA, and I will try to put all which are there in this state. I will put it here. All these are in the California state, so I'm putting all. So if user is searching state-wise, then I will show all this record because these all are in the state-wise. But user goes to the county, then I will use this method. And if user goes into the city, then I will use this method to show the details to the user. Now let's go one level more up. Let's say we want to put for the country. So I will only put US. I will not put CA, and inside US I will put all the data. So if user is searching for the US, then also I will show this all. If user is searching for US and California, then I will show all because we don't have any data outside the California. Let's put one data in outside the California. So for example, here I will say Seattle. And I will create a new post, and here I will see. So here I have to create the King County in the Washington. So what I will do, if I want to do it for the county, I will say, first I will create a Washington state, and then I will create the King County. Inside King County, I will create the record because this is county wise. I will put the record, for example, 8 number is the Seattle data. So inside King County, I will put 8 number and I will put the data. The same thing And same thing if I want to do for city wise, we'll copy Washington, King County, but I will put the city also. City will be Seattle. And as Seattle, and inside that I will put it here. Now let's say if I want to create something similar, this part in here, state. So here I will say Washington State, and then I will say only this part, because I want to take all which are in the Washington. So I don't consider county, I don't consider the Seattle. But if I want for the US, I don't want even this one, I want only this one. And I will put this one. So if user is searching US, he will get California record and Seattle also. But if user is searching state-wise, for the California, he will get all these 4 records. And for the Washington, he will get this record. Got it? How user is searching and how we will try to get it. How we will place the structure like that. And once we get this all records, I can go take one number ID and I will go to the post one and I will get the data for one number and I will see what are the details of the one number are there. So I will take that from the data, I will pull the one number record details. So for the 5th number, I will go to the 5th number here and I will get the data, pull the details and show it to the user. So when user is searching, I will go this path. Say 2 records. For these 2 records, I will go to the post folder and I will get the data for these 2 records. If user is searching Santa Clara County, I know these 2 records are there for Santa Clara. I will get these 2 records for the Santa Clara and I will show the details to the user. So this part only consider the references of the main data. Main data will be placed only here. But this is the part which we will be using it for our search purpose. Now, once this is clear, you will be more clear on it kind of thing. Now, once we are done with this part, then we will go to the tags part. We have tags in our code. These are the tags. Where are the tags? This is the tags. So tags will be the comma separated. So I will talk about tags tomorrow because it will be burden to you. I don't want you to get the burden of tag today. Let's try to use this one in our code and see how it looks in real life. So I will go to the create part. I have already the unique ID and I have put the data in the post table. And this is the post table. This is the post table. Let me delete this again and we will do it again. So I deleted whole data folder. Now I will do it again. Now first time I want to get the country for which user is putting the data. So I will create the country. I will say var country is equal to, it will go into the object. Inside object we have the location. So I will say object dot location dot inside location. Where is the country? Inside location we have direct country. How do I know that? Let's see. I will show you. So in the location, inside location, we have the country. So that thing same I'm doing, object, location, country. So this is the variable country. I will create similar variable for the state. State will be object dot location dot administrator level 1. So let's copy it from here. Administrative level 1. So we'll say 1. Similarly, let's see, I will take the county. County will be obj.location dot administrative level 2. 2 is the county. And I will say another one, city. is equal to obj dot location dot city is this locality. So let me take the locality. Okay, so now when user try to search and submit it, country will be saved in this variable, state will be saved in this variable, county will be saved in this variable, city will be in this variable. Now we have to insert the data based on the structure which I explained you here. This is the structure we have to create it. For county, we have to create like this structure. For city, we have to create this structure. For country, state, we have to create this structure. Country, we have to create this structure. Let's create first the country structure. So it will go inside the country folder. So what I will do now, I will say Firebase. This is this one, Firebase database. Dot reference. Reference is the URL. URL. Okay, but this URL goes into the post, so we don't take this one because this URL is taking the post, and we are not saving this in the post. We are saving this outside the post. Post is here. We have to save it here. So we have to change it little bit now. So here instead of URL, I will say I will take this path and I will manipulate it. Inside data, what folder I should create? Inside data. Inside data, post is already there. Now what folder I have to create it? Country. For the country, what folder I have to create it? What is the
Country.
folder? Country. So for the first I have to create the country folder. So I will say country. So this is the country folder. Inside country folder, what I have to create it?
US.
State.
US. We are going only country wise now. So inside country, what we have to say? US. So what I will say dot child. I will say dot child, and here I want to put the US. US is where this part is there, or this, or this, or this. Which one is US?
First one.
First one. And what I will do? Okay. So this is the first one, right? Okay. Let's make this first one here. Country. And then dot child. After that, I will put another child. This child will be this one number, right? After country, US, I want to put this one number. And what is the one number here in this case?
State.
No. State is state. This is the US and this is the one number. This one number is this one.
Post.
So what is this one number here?
Unique ID.
Unique ID. So we have to take this unique ID here. And then I will say dot. I will put the set. And here I will want to put the timestamp of the current timestamp or the date. So better is we should put this Firebase timestamp. I can put this part inside the state set. Let's do one more so you will get more idea. Let's say I want to do the state part. Let's think of the state part. So I will do same thing. I will type it so you will remember more clearly. I will say Firebase database dot reference, and I will put Firebase constant dot base path plus, here I will say data, and here I will say state, because I will be saving all in the state folder as per our data structure. Our structure is the state one, not the country one. Country one is here. This is the state one. So I will say state, and then I will put a child. What will be the child? First child.
US.
US. US means
Country.
country. So we will put country. After this, I will create another child. What is the another child?
State.
State. So what I will put?
State.
State.
State. Then I have to go again to this one number. What is the one number here?
Unique ID.
Unique ID is the one number. Then I want to state it. State with what? Current timestamp. And I will copy this here and I'll put it here. Let's do one more. I will copy till here and then you have to tell me. Instead of state, I will use this county level. So dot child. Now let's go to the county level. County level is this one. So what I have to put?
Country.
Country. So here I will say country dot child. Then what will be the child of this?
State.
State. So let's put the state. Then what will be the child of state?
County.
County. So we have to put the county. And after county, we have to put the ID. That is the unique ID. And after that, we have to use a state. And state is nothing but this part. Let's try one more time. Last one, city one. So here I will use city. And here, as you know, I will go with the country, then state, then county, and then city. After city, I'll put unique ID and with the timestamp. So let's go dot child. Just tell me, go on repeating, I'll type it. What should I put?
Country,
Country. Go on telling me. Child,
State.
state,
state, dot child,
county,
County.
dot child,
City.
city, dot child,
unique ID,
unique ID, dot set. And set will be having this one.
timestamp.
Okay, let's put this one. Now, this one is common in all the cases. So why not to put this in some variable and use that variable? So for example, here I can create one variable var current is equal to this timestamp, and wherever I use this one, I will use current. So I can say current, I can say current, I can say current. So it will be easy for me to put only one variable which is used, which I keep it there. So this one was the structure. Now we will see how it goes in the real world. We will try to use it. Let's delete this post and we'll try to do it again. Okay, let's go again. Okay, unique ID is not defined. Maybe I missed the spelling. Okay, check now. Okay, now it's coming good. Let's put title. Let's put city. Let's put description, tag, image. Now once I create new post, you will see one post is created with all the details. Then we have the country wise, county wise, city wise, state wise. Let's go one by one. Let's go to country. Then we have US. Inside US, we have ID, and ID has this timestamp. This is a timestamp. Let's go with the state one. We have the US. Inside US, we have California. Inside California, we have the ID, and ID has a timestamp. Let's walk through the county. I go to the county, then I go to the state, US country, state. This is the county, and we have the key value pair. That this is the key unique ID, and this is the timestamp. Let's go to city wise, US, PA, Alameda County, Dublin, and we have the key value pair. So we are able to save all in the proper format as we want. Okay. Any questions on this? Okay, now you try to put it here like this. So first you put this current variable in the top. After E, you put this one, and then you need to put all this country, state, and this one, and then test it out.
Where did you put the variable at for the time?
Time I put
After
at the
prevent.
top. Yeah, after prevent default.
So for like compared to a SQL type database, because you have to, is this more data intensive in putting it, this flat file format? Seems like it would be.
So
From
what
a-
is your
From a storage standpoint?
so from a storage standpoint, what is your question?
Is this type of file a flat file like this? Is it going to take up more room on the disk, more storage space?
Since we are only saving the ID only, so it will take very little space. We are not saving the whole data. So this data, we are not saving it again and again. We are saving only the ID, so it will not take much space. It will take little bit more space, but not much. In relation database, you don't need to create this kind of folder, because I can write a query which will give me whatever I want from this information. But
Right.
here I cannot get it, so I'm trying to manipulate it in different way.
Gotcha. I was just curious, but yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah. I can show you the same thing which we can do in the database, and then we only need to create the post. We don't need any other headache or the stuff. But here in the Firebase, we cannot manipulate only the post one. I will show you some other next project, which we'll do with the database, and then we will not use this part. But this part is a little cool. You will see the fun of this part when we will try to implement it. Okay, Kate is done.
I'm done as well.
Okay. I can also add one more layer. For example, I can add one more thing, but that is optional. Let's say I copy one more round, and instead of data, instead of country, I will say users, and inside users, I will put the user ID. So user ID will be this one. This one is the user ID. So inside users, I will put user ID, and inside user ID, I will put this unique ID, and unique ID will have the current. So this way I can see for a particular user what all our posts he created. So let's do the drill of that one. So now I will put location. So if I click submit, you will see one more layer is created, user, and this is the user ID. And for that user ID, I will see all the posts which this user has created. So this is additional thing which we can do. And when user goes to the my account page, and based on this user folder structure, I can get all what he has created it. Okay, so this is the additional part which I use sometimes. So right now you put it. If we don't need this, then we can delete it. But right now, we will add it. I will give in the chat. So add this part also. Okay. So now I will just show you the structure which I will be building with the tags, but we will do it tomorrow. So for example, user has put tags. This tags is used for the search purpose. This tag, comma separate tag is used for search purpose. So for example, user is putting Indian food. He can say Indian food, or he can say Indian, or he can say food. So whenever another user searches for Indian or food or Indian food, he will be able to see this record. So for each tag, we have to do something so that we can able to find another person. If he is pushing Indian, he should be able to find this record. So what we will do, let's say the tags are Indian, Indian food, and food. Whatever user want to put, he can put, and when another person searches on this part, he will see this record. Now, what I will do, I will create 3 tree structure, because these are the 3 tags. One is the Indian, one is Indian food, and then one will be the food. And inside this 3 structure, let's say I will create different structure like this one. So country will come like this one. So whatever structure we have this like this, we will build that structure inside the Indian. So for example, I will build state US California. So now when another user is searching Indian with the country US, I will be able to show this record. Let's say these 2 records are only with this country with the Indian food. So when user is searching Indian with the country US, I will show these 2 records. If user is searching Indian with state CA, I will show these 2 records. And if he is searching Indian with state Washington, I will show this record. So the whole structure will remain same, but all structure will be copied inside the Indian tag. Similarly, this whole will be copied. Whatever will be the applied, it will go inside the Indian food, and it will go inside the food. So if user is searching food, I will be showing this 2. If user is searching Indian food, I will be showing this 2. So we will match this Indian food with the US, Indian food with the CA, with the food with the US, with this food with this CA. And for the city also, we will copy it. I will take this also, and I will take this also. So the whole thing will remain same, but each will be copied inside each tag. And there will be one main tag also, where user is not searching any city, but he is searching only Indian keyword. He will put a keyword. He will not define any city or country. Then if for this keyword, I will put all the posts for this keyword, whichever is using it. So we have one post folder which will be getting all the posts which have the tag of Indian. And we have different country state folder which will have the country matching with the Indian keyword, and whatever the records will be there, we will put it there. So I showed you the basic structure today. Tomorrow we will implement this here. So right now I implemented here. I will be implementing all this with tags. And we will be making the same structure. So this same structure will be there, but inside the tags. Inside each tag, let's say user has 10 tags. So we will be copying in 10 places in the different places as per this format structure. So this is the method they have suggested it in the Firebase documentation. And this is the method which I use in our website. Since we are not using database, so this is the method you have to learn it and you have to use it in all your applications. So all application will look like this one. So tomorrow, if your application does not have this state city kind of functionality, then you can use only tags kind of thing, or create your structure based on your requirement. This is for our requirement. This will be the structure. Either user can use the keyword, or they can use both keyword and the location, or they can use only location. Based on this, we will be able to display the details to the user. So that is the concept of our display purpose on our home page. So we will build this tag part tomorrow because it's also a little complicated. Now I cannot explain. It will take half an hour to 1 hour time to finish this tag part. So right now you only concentrate on this part. If you have not understood, ask me tomorrow, because the concept should be clear. Though this code, I don't expect you to remember everything, but you should know why we are doing this line, why we are doing this line, why we are doing this line, why we are doing this line. Your concept meaning should be clear, but I don't expect you to remember this thing, because nobody remembers this. We write it when we develop it. Is that clear?
Yes.
Any questions? Or you practice it and just